All right, let's talk about video editing in Canva. So you're going to first go to canva.com, then you're going to click on this video see all. You're going to want to make sure you're already logged in. And when you do that, it's going to give you a bunch of different options for making a video. You can do video 1080p or YouTube video 1080p. I usually pick this one. If you've used Canva before, it's going to load in something that looks really similar to normal Canva, except down here we have what's started as a timeline, and we don't have a lot of stuff there yet. So this is where you're going to find your video cast recording on your computer. So you should have already loaded it from your camera onto your computer, and we need to upload that to Canva. So we're going to go to Uploads, Upload Files, and I'm on a Mac, so yours will probably look different. Wherever you saved it to, I have some videos that I'm using for this on my desktop. So we're going to use Cat with green screen and pretend that's the recording you guys did of the video cast. It's going to take some time to upload. You can see this little bar here to see how far it is. I've tried this a few times by myself, so I'm just going to select one, drag it over, and if you go towards the corner of this, it will spread it so that it fills the full page. So there's our lovely cat with our green background. If you look at the bottom down here where that timeline is, you'll see now we are actually starting to build that. This looks similar to a lot of video editing apps. If you used to use iMovie or anything like that, this should be actually fairly familiar. So you can see here, this is our first video. We can click add page if you have multiple clips. So like if you have bloopers and stuff that don't work out, we can click and drag this to make it shorter and cut off the ends. So if at the beginning you're sitting there awkwardly for like 5 seconds, you can drag it and it'll move back the start time. Lots of things we can do. A lot of this you'll just have to play around with and figure out. But if you have a green screen background, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove that background. So you click on your actual image, right, of our cat or our video, cat with green screen. And up here, you can click background remover. This little crown means that it's a pro tool. As a teacher, I get pro for free, and all the students that I add to my class can use pro stuff for free. So you might have to navigate this with whoever your teacher is. They'll have to create an account and add you to their class so that you can do this. Otherwise, if you're just doing it from your personal account, it will make you pay for this when you go to try to download it. So I'm going to click background remover and it's going to start processing. The longer your video, the longer this takes. It doesn't do an absolute perfect job, but it does enough for what we need. So you can even watch it. We're already at 66% and it's pretty much removed that background. While it's doing this, you can do other stuff as long as your computer can handle it. Sometimes the Chromebooks will freeze or crash depending on how old they are. So I like to just sit and wait and let it do its thing. Now, what's a green screen without adding something to the background? So we're gonna go into elements. You could upload your own image and like I could select any of this stuff to put in there. I could upload a file that I found on the internet. I could upload anything. If you don't want to go make or find something, you can go into elements and up here I could search newsroom background and see if it brings anything up. So these here are videos. Graphics are usually like clip art, and then under photos are the actual photos. I can click see all and actually see everything there. So I'm just going to use this blue one. Again, you can see this little like graduation cap in the corner. That means that it's included with the education plan that your teacher would have. So I'm going to drag that over here. I'm not going to put it in the corner. That'll get rid of our cat. I'm going to drag it so that it's just sitting here. But obviously now it's not touching all the edges. I need to click and drag my image so that it actually goes to all the edges. You can drag it around. Now I can't see my cat at all. So I want to bring my cat back to the front. With your image selected, you go to Position. Here you can click Send to Back. I like to go into Layers and then drag it to wherever I want it. So now our cat is on front. If I hit play, you can see my cat move. My background is there. All right, now if we had to add the weather in, usually the weather is a separate clip, and maybe I need to put the weather right here. Okay, if we look at our timeline down at the bottom, I still have video before and after that I need. You can cut this. So you're basically putting a little space in here where we're going to add our weather. You are going to right click on it, and it gives you this little pop-up menu, and you just have to click Split Page. And it will add that cut in there. So now you can see it's two separate ones. Same process we did before to add a video. We go to Uploads, Upload Files, find your video. Our weather is this like thunderstorm that we're using. It loads the same as before. I already have one, so to save time, I'm going to use this one. Click and drag it, this time down to your timeline. And when I hover over it, it'll separate those two a little more. You can see that. And when it's separated, I can just drop it in. You have the same options. You can crop this down if you want by grabbing the edge and pulling it. So maybe there's a bunch of extra time from laughing or giggling in there that I want to cut out. You can do that. This is where we're able to play it now. So I can pull this back some. Takes a minute to render, and then I can hit the play button and you can see what we have. So cat, weather for a few seconds, and then it's going to go back to cat here. All right? We can get really fancy now and we can start to add extra things. So we can go into, we can add like a little title. Okay, like news has like the little breaking news that pops up at the beginning. You can either go into elements and find things like these to put in there. You could even go under videos to find things that move to put in there. Like I could put this in there, but I don't want that, so I'm going to delete that. I just want an ASA picture. So you can make one in Canva, save it, and then upload it back into your Canva video. You could make a Google slide and take a screenshot of it and then put that screenshot in. We're going to go to Images, Upload Files. I have one here. It's just the logo on a white background. You can see I've already uploaded one. Photos upload pretty quickly. And same as I did before, I'm going to click and drag it down. This time I want it at the beginning, so I'm going to wait till that clip moves that little bit so I can drop it there. It's a photo, so you have to set how long it is. It defaulted to 5 seconds. You can see that 5 in the bottom corner. I'm going to leave it at that. But now how boring is it to watch something absolutely silent for 5 seconds? I want some kind of catchy tune. Go into Elements. And let's search news opening. Oh, I can type. And we're going to click on audio. None of these are the ones that I want. So we're going to just search news. Here we go. And this, I already looked at these earlier, so I know this is the one I'm going to want, but you can play it. Okay. And I only need a small part of this, but I'm going to drag this down. And when I click on it, it pops up with drop music in our timeline. So I'm going to bring it to there, drag it all the way to the beginning, and drop it. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try one more time. So drop it in there. Okay, it didn't go all the way to the beginning, so I'm going to drag it to the beginning. And now I don't want this going the whole time, like the cat speaking and all that. So I'm going to drag this other end back so that it matches up just with my ASA logo. And now when I go to the beginning and play it, okay, and then it goes into giving the news. Okay. If I don't like that, you can play around with this, mess around with it, figure out what you like. It's going to take some getting used to get things to actually work the way you want. Okay. You can also adjust, fade, beat sync, like play around with these up at the top here. Maybe I will add a fade to it. So we're gonna click on our sound, click fade, and we'll fade it out for half a second. We'll fade it in for half a second. Play it back, see if you like it. Perfect. Close out of that. Now we can do more things. We could add like an end screen over here. You could add more stuff to it. I can go in and our video is rendering right now. That's why it won't let me click on stuff. You can tell by that little circle. What I might want to do is I might want to add an overlay to this. You know how they have the names that appear in the bottom corner, right? When it's like, this is news reporter so-and-so. We can do that too. Elements, news, title overlay, I searched earlier. And then we're going to look under graphics. Those were all those like shapes and clip art. And I'm going to find something I like. Maybe I like this first one. I click on it. It's automatically going to put it in. Drag it to where I want, the size I want. I can add text over it. Same way we do when we're making a picture in Canva. Click on text, add text box. Type whatever I want. And drag it, edit your text up in the text bar, same way. If your text doesn't end up, like if it were behind this, you'd go into position, layers, and you could drag stuff around. So like now it's behind that. And you can add as many of these things as you want. If you want to get really fancy, you can add transitions between your videos. So right now, if I play this here, you can see it's rendering. Give it a second. It's a cat, and then it just goes straight to news. And then after news, it goes straight back to cat. If I hover over where these transition, you can see it says add transition. When I click that, it gives me a bunch of really fun stuff. If I hover over it without clicking on it, it'll show me what it'll look like. Some of these can get real crazy really quick. Maybe we like the color white, right? Over to you with the weather. Perfect. We'll add that one. And it pops up with a little symbol showing us that there is now a transition. We'll go over here. We'll do another color white back. And then maybe between the original title and this, we want it to not be as crazy. We can look and just see if there's anything we like. I think I like the dissolve. So if I think I have my video exactly how I want it, I want to watch it before I take the time to save it. I'm going to go up here where at the top where it says play and it says 24 seconds, and I'm going to click that for my full preview. So here we'd be given the news, what's happening at the middle school. Oh, time for the weather. It is storming, kind of concerning blue sky. Oh, and back for the rest of the news. And that's our end. Close out of your preview. Now we have to save it in order to share it with other people. So we're going to go to share, download. Here you want it to say MP4 video. If it says anything else, you need to change it. This should stay at 1080p HD. That's what we set originally. And you want this to be all your pages. This number will change based on how many video clips we added or how many different things we added. You do not want download as separate files clicked. This will download 4 separate sections. So we would have to go back and put it all back together again. And save download settings, you don't have to click that. Just remember this if you need. Then you're going to go ahead and go to download. And it is going to start processing. The longer the video, the longer this takes. And it'll pop up down here saying, hey, we're downloading. And again, it'll take a little while. I'm not going to make us sit here and watch it, but after your video finishes downloading, it's probably going to go to the download folder on your computer. That's usually the default. So you'd have to open your files on your Chromebook and then click on the download instead of the camera. And you'll probably find it in there. It's going to be named whatever is up here. So this one will be named name here because that's the only text that I typed. From there, you can get it uploaded to Google Drive. You can get it emailed off to your teacher or wherever you need it to go. You can get it there. All right. Hope this was helpful.